Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Own Your Essence podcast, where we get to have deep transformational conversations with some of our favorite people. I am your host, April DeMille. Hey guys. For those of you that are seeking intuitive insight, I provide private psychic medium readings. These sessions are designed to bring clarity and direction across areas like money, career, relationships, family dynamics, spiritual evolution, and emotional well-being. If you are ready for a deeper, more personalized support, I offer private one-on-one coaching for those navigating grief, trauma, and the complexities of toxic relationship recovery. You can schedule a discovery call using the links provided to ensure it's a comfortable fit. You'll find all booking links in the show notes of every episode. And as always, thanks for tuning in. And today we are going to be speaking with Maria Teresa. She is a celestial shaman, the master of soul light frequencies, an author, a poet, and a motivational speaker. Hey, lady. I was just reading your introduction, but I think it's always best if it comes from you. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and like how you're showing up in the world right now?
Yes, I am a celestial shaman. I am a master of soul light frequencies. And currently, I am hosting in-person light language events, which I call Pathways to Peace, a light language experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to consider myself a rainbow unicorn,
Okay.
and I just dance with the kaleidoscope of energies available to us on this planet.
I like that. And you're talking about light codes, light language, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So I definitely want to circle back to that. I've definitely had my own experiences with that world. But before we get there, can you give us a little backstory on kind of like how this all unfolds for you?
Well, I like to say that God has sent me here with all of my sense settings on high. So I deal with all of the clairs. I am very sensitive and sensory. I have been through really anything a human being can be through as far as pain goes.
Yeah.
Um, Physical, emotional, sexual, mental, emotional abuse,
Yeah.
a long, long history of addiction,
Mm.
an eating disorder, a divorce, estrangement from my children.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of, and I've turned all of my pain into my personal power.
Yeah.
And I help other people to do that now.
Which I love that. And I go, oh yes, this is
Yeah.
where we get to lean in harder because that's very similar
Hmm.
to my history
Hmm.
too. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So when you talk about light codes, light language, can
Hmm.
you tell our audience that, that might be a new term too? Can you explain what that is to the audience and how that
Yes.
started to show up for you?
Well, so I am an open channel for spirit. And
Hmm.
so that means that I communicate with absolutely
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
And I have literally, some people have a few guides. I have hundreds of guides.
Yeah.
And I
And you get to
began
pick
this
and
journey.
choose. Do you get to pick
I
and choose
do.
like I do? Yeah.
Well, I think that they choose me a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I started my blog, Emotional Musings, in 2018,
Okay.
and that was really starting to unfold my journey, my testimony of strength. And I also started sharing my poetry. So I have channeled almost 900 pieces of poetry in the last 6, 7 years. So I believe that the kind of healer that I am always been a toner and a chanter and a singer. So, that is just how I move energy. And uh, one day I was on the beach and all of this light language just started pouring out of me, just literally shouting out of me. And I was kind of taken aback, like, whoa, what is this? So I believe light language is a soul technology. It is here to help us to heal. It is a very, very deeply profound modality. It's basically a mashup of all of the languages your soul has spoken in all lifetimes. And so I am acutely aware of many, many, many of my lifetimes. Um, and yeah, so I just pull from all of it.
And so with the light codes, would it be safe to say that this is, download from galactic communities?
For sure. For sure.
Okay.
There's a big galactic element to it. Um, yeah, I mean, mine, so I always say like everybody's light language sounds different. It has its own dialect to it. Mine is very ancient. That is the kind of healer that I am. It's
Yeah.
me, it's me and my drum and my rattles. And, my teacher would like to say like I am like living drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's just
so
kind of just how I operate.
do you, I know you connect to all, right? So you're just like the conduit for cosmic wisdom altogether. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, would you say that your galactic community is like more Pleiadian, Syrian? Like, do you lean towards a group that you feel like, or does it kind of change based on what you're going through?
It changes. It began with my understanding of my Arcturian, my Palladian, and my Andromedan lifetimes off
Okay.
planet.
Okay.
So I kind of pull from them. Um, my Arcturian guides were really the first ones who appeared to me.
Okay.
Now I'm actually working with a planet and a starseed lineage that is not even known here on Earth that I really can't even talk about yet. It's not
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's yeah. It's a wild experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To be, to kind of exist this way. And it's really refreshing to talk to somebody else who experiences life this way because many people have no idea.
Yeah. And if not only are they so living under the rock, but
Mhm.
if you even try to talk about it, well, are you sure you're not talking to demons? Like immediately, like it's always like, oh, that sounds so. Pretty sure you're hanging out with the wrong people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you get met with that,
I
but
do.
yeah,
Oh my goodness, April, I so do. So, like, when I
yeah,
first started sharing my light language on my socials, I would have people asking me if I believe in God, do I know Jesus, or I need Jesus,
yeah,
just assuming naturally that I don't have a relationship with Jesus, which
right.
I very much do.
Which
So,
we all do. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah. And
exactly.
by the
So,
way, Jesus isn't the human you think he is. So let me just add that.
there's just a lot of things that I think people like us are here to debunk.
Mhm.
Um, but for me personally, like I didn't come into the truth of my own neurodivergency until I was in my 40s,
Oh yeah,
and I'm closer to
yeah.
50, right? I'm closer to 50 now than 40. And it's like, of course, that was the label that was put upon me because this 3D world we live in needs to put people in boxes and
Mhm.
that's okay because I am here to like show people that you can do whatever you put your mind to
Yeah.
and be different and walk to the beat of a different drum, like do that because that's what
Yeah.
I've done my whole life.
Yeah. I definitely
Just
think
let me
that
hear.
I think there's so many of us light workers that came to shift the narrative for sure.
Hmm.
Because we
Hmm.
don't belong in just any one box. Like we're too big for that.
Absolutely. I mean, just my energy alone, what I have observed for many, many years is I'm a disruptor.
Hmm.
And like my previous relationship, we had known each other for 10 years. And when we decided to enter into a relationship, the first question I asked him was, are you ready to be with a shaman? Which as we know now, he was not. And that's okay because we're still friends and not everybody's ready. And that's perfectly okay. We all came here to have a journey and that's what free will is all about. And
Yeah. I mean,
we need everybody here,
those are
everybody.
conversations that I've even had with my boyfriend and conversations you have to have with everyone in your life because
Hmm.
not everybody is ready for what
Mm-mm.
we are. And that there's no shame in that. That's okay.
Mm-mm.
But it's information for us that we have to keep moving and attract the people that are ready for us. So that makes sense that you would have that conversation.
100%. Like, my family,
Hmm.
when you speak about demons, like my mom was born with a demonic attachment. That was my initiation into this. So I have been in this spiritual warfare with demons for 35 years.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like I fully understand that. And my family are my teachers. When I started doing this and really had this giant awakening and took on my gifts, my family was like, we love you, but no, thank you. Which they were supposed to do that. That's what
Yeah.
they're here to do. They're here to
The
continue to push
rejection
me
is
to be who
supposed,
I am.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's okay because they need me to be their sister, their their daughter, like all of these roles, and it's fine. It's
Yeah.
okay because I
Yeah.
know who I am, and then that's
Right.
all that matters,
And
I
actually,
always say like spiritual.
I was going to say, actually, even the reason why you know who you are is because of their rejection and because of um, their lack of tolerance for your greatness.
Yes, very much so. I mean, I've had conversations recently with people like who don't understand, who are like worried or concerned, and I'm just like, you don't have to understand my journey.
Yeah. We're
It's
not asking
okay.
for
I
permission.
I don't I don't yeah, like I don't need for you to. I get that you love me, and so I'm going to let you love me at the capacity that you can.
Yeah.
But truly, a lot of that is just it's just a lack of real experience. I mean, I am having a very multidimensional experience. So
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me that most people don't understand it. And that's okay, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I'm here to meet people where they're at. That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
you if you haven't heard of her, her name's Dr. Lisa Thompson. She's a friend of mine, a personal friend of mine. But I would
Mm.
love to connect you guys if you're open to that. Like
Sure. Yeah,
after, yeah,
sure.
we could talk about that. She has a podcast called Connection to the Cosmos, and she talks about
Mm.
her all her galactic experiences and what she does, and she's a lot of fun.
I love fun people. That's what I'm here to
Yeah, yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you have I'm not even sure this would be the right language, but I'm going to say it the way I can say it. Do you have like a
Okay.
favorite? Like when you're working with galactics, do you I know you said the Arcturians kind of like approached you first, but do you have any one of them that you seem to like be drawn to the most or
I would say like so I communicate with the Intergalactic Council.
okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I don't have a favorite of anything.
Yeah.
It's like when people ask me, like what are your favorite poems? And I'm like, oh, that's like asking me to choose between my children. I have two boys, and so
Yeah.
I would never do that. So yeah, no, it's really just whatever is coming through, and I just trust in all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's fair.
yeah.
That makes sense. Um, I feel like I was going to ask something else and then it escaped my mind. Okay. There's that. So with all of these modalities that you've been gifted
hmm
with, um,
hmm
how has it helped you process like all the traumas like throughout your life and how
mm
does that show up when you're teaching others, how to look for the right modality for themselves without, being dependent on certain things,
Yes. So I just, I go back to like the very simple guidance that my teacher had shared with me is be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Always be true to yourself. When I am guiding people, I will always turn things back on them. I operate in my own way. You operate in your way. And you need to discover that. That is what the journey is all about.
Yeah.
So find what lights you up and keep doing that. For me, it's sound, it's movement, it's writing. So those are the things that I've always wanted to do. I was never a career person. I was never going to have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in people, but I was a trained dancer and I've been writing since I was a child. So it
Yeah.
all just kind of started developing into itself. And I understand that I am here to help people heal. That's one of the things I say. I'm here to help humanity heal one heart at a time through shamanic energy and through the like poetry and light language that, it just keeps elevating and evolving.
Yeah.
Um, because I believe that everybody is here to do that in some capacity.
Do you think, I think I use light codes and light language as a universal term, but like
hmm
there probably is actually a difference. Is there a difference and can you talk on that?
Yeah, I don't really feel like there is. Like
Okay.
my business partner and I, like when I read him my poetry, he's like, Maria, that's code. Like my poetry is code. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Um, the light language is, again, it's not meant to be, and I always say this to people, it's not meant to be understood. It's meant to be felt.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's just like art.
Yeah. It's
You
meant
know,
to be experienced.
it's all to be experienced
Yeah.
100%. And so when people are in my events and they're just like laying and receiving, everybody's having a different experience. I like to just afterwards just sit back and just hear what people have received because it's all going to be different. But it is, it's removing blocks. It's rewiring subconscious. It's resetting nervous systems. It's it's truly miraculous because this is something that is helped me so much. And so it's just meant to flow.
You know,
Everything that we have is just meant to flow out.
yeah, and you know what I love about your experience, and it reminds me so much of my own, is I also was writing
Mm,
as a child, very young.
hmm
And and I have so many poems of my own where as the observer, I can go, oh yeah, I totally
mm,
didn't write this shit. Like I can tell,
hmm
I was literally just the pen, right?
hmm
And
hmm
the wisdom and the galactic messages that came through that were beyond me at that point. Because even at that point, when it was coming through, I was still in denial. So I knew it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was like a
I do.
complete, yeah.
I
So
do.
like, yeah.
I had no idea that I had to like my teacher told me, Maria, you are
Mhm.
an open channel. And I
Yeah.
literally saw my life like flash before my eyes. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense because things have been incredibly confusing for me and
Yeah.
scary for people around me because
Amen.
I
Amen.
lose a lot of time. You will get a lot of different versions of
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
I will forget that I said so. Like it has taken me a long time to get here,
Yeah.
to be in a more grounded position. And especially then you add in addiction in that, which for me, I thought my idea of it was like, let me try to erase this and turn this
Well,
off.
that's exactly what I spent my
Unbeknownst to
whole life
me,
doing.
it was like turning it all up and putting me into places and channeling spirits that were incredibly dangerous. So
Uh-huh.
all of it has been a huge lesson. But yeah, no, I very much understand because there's sometimes that I now can understand with whom I'm channeling, where the messages are coming from. But most of the time,
It's
it's
so
it's literally
organic.
just it is, and it's just
Yeah.
filtering through my soul, and like that part of it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
It
I
just
think,
doesn't matter. Yeah,
I
because we're
think
all
what's,
connected. So,
yeah. And I think that that's the part that I run into a lot is
mm,
my higher self doesn't give a shit where it's coming from. That's our ego that's like, who's this? What do you want? What's the
exactly,
message? I don't give a
exactly,
fuck. Dude, this is
exactly.
so I've done this so
Yeah,
naturally for so long that I don't stop and
yeah,
ask the guy that's walking by my street, "Hey, where are you here? Where do you live? What's your phone number?" I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, who
yeah,
cares? I'm
yeah,
just here witnessing, experiencing, and I feel like the moment you start asking questions like that, your ego shuts down the experience. And so that's kind of like my
yeah.
own um I guess just like my own, you know, uh experience with that whole thing. But like, yeah, I'm just like, yep, I feel that on such a deep level. And actually, it's even come through when I've done mediumship for clients or other stuff. Like, there's certain, I'm going to say, cases or situations where
hmm
I just don't care. And then there's other cases where it lights me up. I'm like, yep, this one I care about. And there's no shame in that. Our souls know
hmm
where they belong.
Absolutely. Well, I always say, like, I'm not for everybody and not everybody's for me.
Yeah,
So that is how, we attract what we're meant to, and then we also repel what we're meant to. And that's
totally.
all okay. It's all okay.
Yeah,
Like now that I've stepped into so my life has gone through quite a metamorphosis in the last 6 months. I live a very nomadic lifestyle. I've been isolated for the last few months while doing these events. And I am now stepping away from one-to-one, work with people and just doing groups because that's
yeah,
what serves my energy best now.
yeah.
So I understand it. I totally agree with what you're saying. There's times where, and thankfully for me, it hasn't happened very often, because that wouldn't serve whoever I'm working with.
No,
And that is what I'm here to do. It's like,
right.
if you're invested and you're down with this, great. If you're not, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
information is, uh, for us, for both of our good, right? Like this is how we know.
Absolutely. It has to be. It has to be.
Right.
I was recently just talking to another healer on his podcast talking about this very thing. I have worked with certain healers and people who, are in the healing arts. And I was really taken aback by the lack of authenticity, the lack of integrity, and the lack of intention. I
Mhm.
am really somebody who walks that talk. And if I didn't feel that, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a really important part of
I
all
think
of
that
this.
I think that that's a lot of the conversations I've had lately too, is it can be
Hmm.
really disheartening to
Hmm.
be a part of a healing community when you're actually kind of like, what the fuck? I'm not sure I want to,
Hmm.
like, these seems like all this toxic positivity and all this other bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, seriously, like
Yeah.
it's kind of insulting. I get it. It works for them, but like it is hard to find, I don't want to say hard and make a story, but like it can be challenging to find those that are really walking in integrity and authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I usually I know that I am that for people
Yeah.
because I very much am somebody who walks my talk, and
Hmm.
it's rare.
Yeah.
Like what you see is what you get. That is 100% of who I am. Um, I don't know any other way to be. So,
Yeah.
I'm not in this for Maria Teresa. I am in this for God. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
You are the vessel.
100%, a hundred
Yeah.
percent. I have to step back.
Well,
I
and
have to allow all of this to happen.
that's how I've kept evolving and learning about, my own integrity and my own authenticity is when people challenge me and they're like, "Oh, you're doing this or you're doing it wrong or you should have more information." No.
Mm,
No, this is exactly where it's
yeah,
supposed to be, and me honoring that is and being firm and this is how it works for me is how
yeah,
I kept learning to evolve and not put myself in places that I felt like I had to tolerate.
absolutely. And maybe you just don't belong there, and that's
Right?
okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
it's
Like
totally okay.
I've worked with certain people too, where it's like when they're starting to shut down, now it's over.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
because this is not
absolutely.
something that is forced or pulled
Right.
or pretended or any of that.
Hmm.
And a lot of times people will walk away when I like present something, and they'll be like, because I'll say you don't have to respond right away.
Yeah,
Sit with this.
yeah,
Maybe come back to me in a week or so, maybe even in a few months. And then
yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's fine. Like, it isn't, we don't have to be exactly the same all the time. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're opening things within each other.
Well,
So
and sometimes people
it's
need their
important to
own
observe that.
yeah, and sometimes people need their own integration phase, right? Like
Hmm.
they need time, their
Oh,
humans need
yeah.
time to sit with that, like you said, and let the information mature, for their
Hmm.
human to be ready to accept it. And that can take however long it takes.
April, let me tell you, like years ago when I went through my apprenticeship, my teacher and I are very, very similar, and we move very quickly. Like I process energy very fast. I move along. I keep it moving, and I had to learn not everybody does
Yeah,
that. I was
yeah,
like, oh, not everybody is just like me and getting things like this, and no, they're not. And
right.
so I've had to really, and I feel like my human experiences have taught me that, like being a mother,
Yeah,
uh, sitting in mental hospitals, going through addiction, learning to
yeah.
be gentle with myself and graceful has really stretched my patience.
Oh, yeah, I'm having some health issues, and have been for
Mm,
a while. And let me tell you, that's really stretched my patience. Like I'm
yeah.
still pretty angry and bitter about a lot of it, to be honest. And I'm okay with the fact that I
Mm.
am. Like I'm not trying to sit here and act like I'm not. I'm pretty mad about it. And
Well, it's
I
all a
have to go
cycle.
through that. Yeah.
Absolutely. You've got to sit where you are. You can't
Yeah.
push yourself into any other phase of the cycle until you're ready. And
Right.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
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 So
It's refresh. It's very refreshing to speak like this because I just think that that's more of what needs to happen in this world. Like, let's just share.
Yeah.
ideas. And you don't have to be right. I don't have to be right. Like, it's not about right or wrong. It
Yeah.
just all is anyway. So let's just,
Yeah. And
I
even
don't
if
know.
there are, like you said, there's no right and wrong, right? And that's how you know you're not
Hmm.
functioning straight from ego, right? You're functioning
Yeah,
from oneness. But we are allowed to be different and have disagreements and conflict, and you can still be respectful and kind and honor each other's journey. And that is the greatest source of love, I think.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I have learned so many lessons while I've been here, but the greatest healing power is love.
Hmm.
And it really is done in a lot of silence.
Yeah.
It's done in a lot of observing. It's done in a lot of allowing,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, because like to really embody that is coming from a non-judgmental place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
And it's simple too. I mean, it really is. I think like for me now, my boys are adults. They're 24 and 21. And I say to them all the time, like, I'm just your guide here. I'm
Hmm.
going to tell you what I don't like, and I'm always going to love you. But I may
Hmm.
not like what you're doing or how you're going about it, but that's okay. This is
Yeah.
your journey to have.
Well, and
This is your journey to have.
that's literally the conversations I've been having with my adult children, right? So all my kids are also adults. And
Mhm.
my youngest is about to turn 19. My other two are 23 and 26. So it's wild to see the transformation of
Uh-huh.
um, when they're under 18 as opposed to when they're over 18, right? And
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
here if you need me, but I'm not going to helicopter mom. I'm not going to push myself on you or anyone else for that matter. I'm here
Yeah.
if you feel like you need guidance or you need answers or you feel drawn to a certain topic and you want to, you know, jump in. I'm here for that. But they don't ever feel like judged or pushed or anything. And if that's like, I wish I kind of had, I wish I grew up that way, but I didn't. But if I can give
Yeah,
that
it's
to
okay.
them and to
Hmm.
grandkids, then by all means, I did something right.
Well, and that is what we're here to do, April.
Right.
We are here to honor our ancestors and honor our relatives
Yeah.
and to do better.
Yeah.
And that, that's been part of my forgiveness for me, from my journey,
Yeah.
is is to do that.
Yeah.
And my kids are so much better off because
Yeah.
they, not only in just the family unit, but they didn't experience a lot of the trauma that I experienced. And yeah, it's interesting, right? To have
Yeah.
like to go from like little kids to like now these adults. And my oldest son has said to me, like, Mom, being an adult is really hard. And I'm like, it is.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is why I wanted to try to keep you like as protected as possible,
Yeah.
which
And it's
they
a
both
fine
are
line.
gifted. Yeah.
It's a fine line
Hmm.
between keep you protected and enabled, right? Like we have to walk a fine line as a parent. Like, is this enabling? Is this protect? Like it's such a, well, we get to flex our discernment muscle for sure.
I'll tell you this, my higher self made that decision because when I started to go through all of this, I went through a divorce and I moved out of state. And I was so afraid of becoming what I had come from that
Hmm.
I know this, that like my children felt like I pushed them away, but I didn't. I was really trying to protect them. And
Right.
now it's a full circle conversation because
Yeah.
they fully see what their mom is here to do. And that's hard. That's
Yeah.
confusing because it's not always Maria Teresa. It's I'm here for a mission. I'm here for a
Yep.
purpose and a higher calling. And so
Yep.
these are things that I have to do. It's not
Yep.
necessarily a choice.
It's definitely
But
not that, not when you're chosen like that, because those are the
Mhm.
conversations I have to have with my kids and my family
Hmm.
and my boyfriend. Like it's all the same. Girl, we have the same
Yeah.
household, I think.
Well, I mean, you know that this is always divinely orchestrated. So I'm just like
Right.
giggling with all of the overlaps of it because that is what it is.
Yeah.
It is exactly what it is. I am incredibly blessed to have somebody in my life that completely understands this
Yeah.
and knows me to a T. So
Yeah.
there's things that I don't even have to explain. He
Yeah.
just gets it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, thank God it's taken a long time for me to evolve into this level of relationship.
Right. Yeah.
Um, And that's,
I'm
yeah.
still not there. Like I feel like my boyfriend and I are still not in that place where like he just understands my mission. But even though he doesn't have a full understanding, he still is open and believes and knows it and just goes, okay, like I get it, even though I don't fully
Mm.
like get it. Does that make sense?
It does, it does.
Yeah.
And not, and again, like to just have respect
Yeah.
and transparency and all of those things, that's very important.
Oh, totally.
I happen to just be at this level, and
Hmm.
it's took me by complete surprise. Like
Yeah.
certainly not planned. It just was plopped into my lap, and I was like, "Oh, I see what's happening here." Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is why my life was like a dumpster fire last year, and like
Right.
everything was removed, and I just, yeah. I mean, it has been one wild ride
For
since
sure.
like early 25. Like this last year and a half, and then the rest of my year, I don't usually even know like what I'm doing from month to month. And I have like a pretty solid plan right now of what I'm doing. It really is all to do with these events moving around the country,
Yeah.
which just that's just how my life is. And it's not for everybody, but
Yeah.
this is where I am. So,
And so I want to also touch base on the fact that you talk about trusting the mission, right? Because I think
mm,
it's so important and it's relevant because the one thing I know, regardless, no matter what's happening, what chaos is going on, personal, collective, whatever, is that if there is anything that challenges my mission or my pace,
mm,
instantly it is removed from my life, like instantly. Like there is
hmm
no question.
hmm
And I'm sure that that's something you've experienced a lot too. Like it's just like stripped
Oh
out of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've learned the hard way
Yeah.
that when I try to hold on to something, now I'm creating suffering in my life.
There you go.
So I just have to keep going with what's being presented to me and what's being guided to me. And
Yeah.
we always have heads up. We always have heads up about it.
Yeah.
Um, but I live my life, as I'm sure you do, with a ton of uh, very focused energy as far as like, which has again like upset certain people around me. Like they'll say to me like, "Oh, like you have your head in the sand." I'm like, "No, no, no, you don't." I actually understand way more on a very different level. But
Right.
what I'm here to do is make sure that my energy is pure and available
Hmm.
and not in chaos, not
Right.
wrapped up in all the stories. That has been a huge change for me because I love people and I would love to be out and doing different things and going to, but I have to say no a lot of times because
Yeah.
I need to honor my own energy. And
Yeah.
that is a very big shift from maybe where I was even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And then I would just be drained. So
Yeah.
no thanks.
I definitely
Like I
went
can't do that anymore.
I definitely went through, well, I think I went through a lot more of the isolation, loneliness stuff, but it's
Mm,
because the chaos in my life was so constant and traumatic that I had to, because I was
hmm
processing such deep layers of grief that most people don't understand. And I was honoring that even if I didn't understand I was honoring it at the time, right? Like I still,
Yes.
yeah, I had to sit with,
Well, it's also a way of us honoring our gifts. Like, for instance,
yeah,
like if I had known that this was what was going to, I would have, Maria Teresa would have been like, yeah, no thanks. Uh-uh.
right, yeah,
My guys were like, here's what's going to happen. We're going to pluck you into a place that's uncomfortable.
yeah,
And that's how you're going to grow and you're going to evolve and you're going to be forced to sit with some things. And it doesn't mean that I don't like miss my friends, that
right.
I miss certain
And
things.
even
I
versions of
do.
ourself, like I miss versions of myself so much.
Oh my gosh, April, I have been, but and you are like saying all of the things this has been really fucking difficult for me.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's okay.
and
I
so
embrace
freeing at
it.
the same time.
Yes. Because you can't change in comfortability. You can't change in the familiar.
Yeah,
So I've had to be removed and I've had to take myself out of the equation of a lot of things. In a couple months, I'm actually going back. I'm being put back into the container that I've kind of been growing in for a while, which will be interesting
Yeah,
because I
because
am going to
now,
show up as a whole different person.
yeah, now you're going to be a different version of you, and let's see how it looks
Hmm.
different. Yeah, like
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
when there's growth, there's new boundaries, there's new firmness, there's new enlightenment, there's new all sorts of variables are different. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to go, oh, how do I show up here now? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's really taken for me, it's why I kind of been considered a late bloomer for a long time, but
Yeah, I
I'm
totally.
right on time.
Yeah, I've also been given those labels because, like you, I went through, addiction and all kinds of setbacks. I went through a lot of homelessness,
Mm,
not having support, my whole family, uh, turning their back when I needed the support the most because they didn't understand like what I was going through. And many times even being called the crazy one. Like she's the crazy, she's not got her shit together. Late bloomer is one of them. Immature, just
yeah.
wants to never grow up, but that wasn't really what was happening.
Hmm.
I was being asked to grow through something they couldn't even fucking fathom, let alone handle,
Hmm.
right?
Well, but that is our role as
For
generational
sure.
trauma breakers.
Yeah.
So the rest of them are not going to see it or understand it, and that's
And right.
okay.
To a
That's
degree.
okay. Like
Yeah, to a
I
degree,
really have, I've really, really, first of all, I don't even discuss these things anymore
you don't.
I'm just not, well, not with my family so much
Yeah,
because I'm not where I'm not here for that.
yeah,
Like I'm here to love them and to be who they need for me to be. And
yeah,
that's okay. That's
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I think
Or I
one,
just remove myself and I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
I think one of my biggest
that's
shifts
enough.
was when, so I spent my whole life not wanting these abilities because, like you, I was born
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
I was born fully
Hmm.
awake with all the clairs.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
with that happening, I didn't publicly admit any of that till I was 38. So
Wow.
it hasn't even been 10 years yet. Um,
Oh my gosh, April, we're like twins.
yeah,
We're
that's what
like
I'm saying.
we're
Like
like
every time you
well,
open your mouth, I'm like, oh my God. Like
yeah,
the
same,
and
same.
and
I mean, I've always known that I was empathic. I always knew like people around me would be like, how does she know that? Or
yes,
people
all
would
I
always
had all
open
of
up to
that.
me and tell me things, and I would question things, but I would just go with it. But to my family, it just looked like a holy mess,
Well,
a
and
holy mess,
when I was,
and that's okay. That's
yeah, and
okay
I
because
think
I'm sure it was really scary for them. Certain things that
right,
I was going through and that I was doing
right.
were really, really destructive
Yeah, and
on me.
actually I had experiences where I know it scared the shit out of my mom because like and she would even ask me, "Are you on drugs?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not on fucking drugs." And I wasn't. What was happening was
Mm.
I also had experiences with all sorts of beings and some of them were
Hmm.
really dark in nature through a lot of those times, which that doesn't happen anymore, right? Like once you reach a certain frequency, they can't reach you, right? But when I
Hmm.
was in going through that and I didn't understand that I had the authority over that,
Mm.
they still had access, right? And so those experiences were happening, and I would call my mom and I'd be freaking out because I didn't even know why these fucking spirits were talking to me, and I didn't get it. And I got you belong in a padded room. I think there's something wrong with you. Yeah, there was. I was psychic and a medium, and I didn't fucking understand it, right? And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. But now, I think in retrospect now, once I fully stepped into, oh, I am a psychic, oh, I am a medium, and I can't give it back. I done tried that for 38 years. That didn't fucking work. So once I fully
Mm.
like stepped into it, my relationship with my family has altered because now that I have an awareness of who I am, they have a better understanding of who I am too, and I'm able to explain it and
Exactly.
embody it different.
That is the whole point. It
Right.
really is. So, and there is a difference. I feel like I want to talk into this for people listening. Um, I am a channel, so I am
Yeah.
literally hosting beings,
Right.
and a lot of times unbeknownst to me. So
Absolutely.
I am just like
It
kind
is
of
that
I'm just
natural.
I'm just a body.
Yeah. Literally, they
And
come and
that
go when they want.
and that is, you know, I know that that's scary for people.
Hmm.
So I was very careful about how I was discussing this, and also very respectful of members in my family who didn't want to discuss it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
And I have some
Yeah.
family members that still like keep their distance and I don't care. Like
Hmm.
that's what works for them. I don't give a shit. It's what they need to do and this is what I need to do. It's okay.
Yeah,
We're allowed to do that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We are. We absolutely are. I mean, I think this is what this time is all about.
Yeah.
It's really our rise. And I see myself as a leader for the Love Revolution. That is what I'm here to do.
For
And so
sure.
I'm not asking permission. I'm getting a lot of pushback. The work that I'm doing is dangerous. It's going to incur hate and
Yep.
people not liking what I'm saying, and that's okay.
Yeah. But your message is
Yeah.
always going to attract the right audience and that's why I keep
Hmm.
going, right? And I'm sure that's why you keep going.
Absolutely.
You already
Absolutely.
know you trust in the divine and you know that you're put right where it's strategic. No doubt about it.
It absolutely is. And I mean, I know from like, I always say to people, I'm like a living litmus paper wherever I go. Like in an environment, I'm like, yeah, it's like, okay. And you just learn.
Yeah.
This is just how we go.
Yeah.
We keep going. There's no stopping any of it anymore or trying to alter it. I actually think um like even when I say this, when I think about trying to alter myself in any way now, that is incredibly frightening. Whereas
Yeah.
I never wanted to be Maria Teresa. I was like,
Yeah.
how do I alter this shit? And now it's like the complete opposite. I live such a
Yeah.
clean, safe, quiet
Yeah.
life because everything is so loud and vibrant for me. I don't
Yeah.
have to make it anymore.
Yeah. I
No,
love that.
no, I'm not looking for that anymore at all.
No.
Mm,
Like chaos is not
yeah,
welcome. No, thank you. We don't do that anymore. We don't need the chaos to
no,
evolve anymore. Like we've graduated from that part.
absolutely,
At least I like to think
absolutely.
so, right? Like I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, to the point where like, I've had to explain to people like I can only even be around drinking so much
Yeah,
because then
I'm the same way.
I
Yeah.
start channeling it
Do
and then
you
it's
feel
like
drunk? Do you like actually get
well,
drunk?
yeah,
I
so
do.
yes, so that's
Yeah.
100%. It's
So
like
those are conversations I've had.
I have to limit myself.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
conversations I've had with my boyfriend too, is like, you don't understand.
Hmm.
I'm so sober. And because I am a
Hmm.
channel and an empath, I can only handle environments like that for a certain amount of time before I'm the one that's drunk. And I'm the one
Hmm.
with the hangover because I'm literally filtering and transmuting that energy for the people around me. That is our
Yes.
job.
Yes. Yeah. So like during COVID, I was living with my sister and my brother-in-law and my brother, and they all had COVID at the same time. And
Oh God.
when I was in the house, it was like so
Uh,
painful and so crazy. And I was like, I can't smell anything, I can't taste anything, my body hurts. I'd walk
yeah.
outside the house and I was fine.
Yeah. Well, one
And
of
that was a
the
wild experience.
Yeah, I bet. And one of the experiences, I think, when I finally had the awareness, enough awareness to put it together, because I grew up being the empath and filtering all the things. So I was
Hmm.
always sick.
Hmm.
I was always someone
Hmm.
else's
Same,
something, right?
same,
Always
same.
someone
Yeah.
else's something. And then when I got older, I remember going into a convenience store. And I don't remember how the awareness clicked this one particular day, but somehow it did. And I went
Mm.
into a convenience store and I'm standing in line facing the cashier. I'm getting ready to check out. I can't see anything that's happening behind me. I'm oblivious, right? But I remember all of a sudden my leg starts fucking killing me. And I'm like,
Mm.
what the fuck? Why is oh my God. And it was like really bad to where I like grabbed down and I'm like, what is happening to my leg? And then I'm kind of looking around and I'm like, what is going on? And then this man walks up behind me and his leg is in a cast. And I'm like,
Hmm.
no shit. Like that's kind of how it came
Hmm.
together for me was in that one instance. And then I
Hmm.
had better awareness around it and I started putting it together. And I was like, oh my
Yes.
God. And then that's when I had to start. learning more about I can only be in certain places. I have to learn how to like protect the energy in a way that I can only tolerate so much of it. Like you have to boundary up in all the ways, right? Spiritually.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of
Absolutely.
what happened for me to like, get a better grip on that.
I can tell you so many stories like that.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
because yeah,
Because we
because
have lifetimes of them.
that is a real thing, you know. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, "Hey, I'm like, have you drank enough water today?" And they were like, "No, I haven't." I was like, "Yeah, because like my kidney hurts."
Yes. So
It's like
like,
I'm feeling like a pain, like you're dehydrated. Please drink
yes,
something.
I will literally look at my boyfriend and be like, "Hey, is your head hurting?" And he'll be like, "Mm-hmm."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "On the left side?" And he's like, "Mm-hmm." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I could tell." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So, I
wild.
mean, this is why for me, being channeling light language, going into a group of people,
Yeah.
it's literally my energy is able to assess all of those energies
Mm-hmm.
and attune everybody all at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
And
I
it's
just know
literally
exactly
even
what's to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's wild because even still, even though there's so many similarities between us, there's also differences because like you attune different than I would. My
Hmm.
my team has said it's a frequency in my voice. And so I attune different,
Mm.
and it might be yours too. I don't know. But
Well, yes, I mean, because it's all
right,
coming out
because
of
it's all coming out
my
of you.
voice. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
So
still is.
that's why people like to hear me speak.
Hmm.
And when I'm singing and you know,
Totally
channeling light
makes
language.
sense.
So my
Yeah.
light language is very sing-songy. It's not just speaking. It, it's
Yours
it's
is
very lively.
Yeah, yours
Yeah.
is lively and creative. Mine's not. I
Hmm.
mean, I did
Hmm.
all the singing when I was growing up in choirs and doing all the things. I've done it, but mine is, and I did dancing too, which I thought was interesting that we have both of those in common. So I did a lot
Hmm.
of moving energy differently then than I do now. Now it's more like geared towards speaking, writing, presenting in
Hmm.
that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like my family put me into dance because I was incredibly shy, which, you know, makes sense. There was so much going on around me. I was like shell shocked. I was
Yeah,
like very afraid of where I was and like didn't like it.
honestly,
But that's been a very constant um thing for me is I have not enjoyed being human. I have not
oh
liked
no,
being
me
here on
either.
earth.
I actually have those
So
conversations
yeah.
all the time. Like if I could bounce out of here, I would it without a doubt. Like I've not enjoyed my human experience either. Um,
So that comes, you know, I mean, there's wounds of abandonment,
Absolutely. Yeah.
there's a lot of things that kind of play into that, but my family, you know, for good reason. And it's
Hmm.
totally helped me. It's given me structure, it's given me discipline, it's
Yeah.
helped my drive and my like when I
Well, and
am laser focused onto
it
something.
gets you ready for the stage because I know that my
Hmm. Hmm.
experience was,
Yeah.
I also was incredibly shy when I was young, and mild mannered and all the things, right? Because I was beat the fuck
Hmm.
down mostly, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And taught to doubt my voice and not use it because Lord forbid you have a voice of your own, until you do, right? And so I went through dance, I went through theater and drama, I went through sing. I did all the things to get ready for the stage, like the stage, the presence, right? Like
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
exactly how they prepare us, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that was really, really freeing for my body because,
Hmm.
you know, we're moving energy that way. So it was just super helpful. So
Yeah.
I've maintained that, you know, I've gone from dancing to running. I've done triathlons. Like I need to keep moving. It's very important for me. Yoga for 25 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of discipline, lady. A lot.
It requires that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to keep all of this clean and clear,
Yeah.
I have to care for this vessel. And so that is 100% my biggest priority these days, which
Yeah.
is completely opposite from what it was.
Yeah. For sure. Mine
It was
too.
like, let's just treat me myself like a, you know, like a human garbage can. So
Yeah.
no, that's a big no.
Yeah. I didn't get away with that for very long either. So, so you
I got away
also,
with it for very long, like
oh,
35
you
years.
did? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, because the trauma and the things that I was experiencing started when I was very, very young.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Um,
sure.
involving drugs and alcohol. And so I have been sober for 5 years and I'm 48. So
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was most
great
most of
though.
my life. Yeah, most of
Are
my life.
you are you so sober that you're not sober because it's just your lifestyle and you have no other choice? Like not that you don't have a choice because you could go get fucked up if you wanted to, but you can't because it's disgusting and like it doesn't resonate in your field anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes. I remember, so it was right after my dad had passed, and I was at like a family dinner, and my guides had very clearly said, like, this is your last glass of wine. And I was like,
Okay.
okay, I
Yeah.
am, you know what? I've been doing this long enough to really take that to heart. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to, because I think people don't really maybe totally grasp this, but messing with energy is the worst kind of pain you want to inflict upon yourself. It's like
Totally.
putting your hand into a socket. So it's bad. So I
It's
did
pretty
not want to
bad.
burn myself with energy anymore. And that was in 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
passed in 2020, like during the whole COVID. Actually, so me, my ex-husband, and my half brothers and sisters. So there's three grandpas that all
Okay.
within 6 months passed.
Oh man.
Um, so yeah, so that was when I was coming into my shamanism. So it all made sense to me. Like
Yeah,
my
that's
dad
like
is
your
my top
initiation right
guide.
there.
Yeah, so that
Mm,
was that initiation. Now this one, 5 years later, is incredibly different, but also like just another layer of
yeah.
what needs to happen. But yeah, that was I had a lot of hats to wear at that time,
Yeah, that makes sense.
not only for me but for my family, and just yeah, it was my initiation as a healer for sure.
Yeah. Which is something like you said, we're always going through those, but they're always
Hmm.
different like layers and levels to it. Absolutely.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So now I just kind of you know enjoy just being out in nature and writing my poems and creating light language clips and having these events. And yeah, I've self-published 6 books, and I have 7 others that are needing to be published. So that's
awesome.
where I am right now. Yeah, I'm
That's
just
awesome.
constantly writing. Hmm.
So that's good inspiration for me too, because I have at least 8 books I want to write. I've started 3 and finished none. So I'm I've not I'm trying not to be hard on myself about it because like when the space and the discipline is needed to do it, it'll be there. And so that's kind of where I'm just like, it'll come. It comes when it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where I'm like, I know it's coming and that's where I'm at right now. So
Yeah, my guides helped me to do this from 2019 to about 2022. I did the 6 books, and then I was told to hold the 7. They're
okay.
together. It's just yeah, I just listen.
Yeah.
That's what I say all the time. I'm just listening. It was
Yeah.
like, and I had no idea how to do any of this, so I just figured it out. I was just listening to the guidance, and then when I got to book 7, they were like, "You're gonna hold this," and then 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12 came, and it was like, "You're gonna hold these too." So,
Yeah.
um,
What's funny is
I
the first 2 books I ever did finish were self-published poetry chapbooks. So those are the only 2, and that was back in 2013 and 15, I think, when I did those.
hmm, okay,
And then the rest of the space is for like it's time for memoirs and based on true stories and other
yeah,
things like that. So
yeah. So that's what my blog is primarily about. It's sharing my testimony, my
great.
life, and so eventually the blog will be a book. That's the
Perfect.
intention of that. And I've been working on it, since 2018. I met a beautiful woman last year who is a starseed and is publishing books on starseeds, and so I'm part of her book. We actually are coming out with our second edition of starseeds, but the first one is out now, and I am the only one who has poetry in it. But it's a testimony of our experiences as starseeds here on this planet.
Yeah. That's
And
so
it's like reading a personal journal.
yeah, and I love when I get to connect with others like you. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
this is so
yeah,
fun.
it is
And
fun.
speaking of poems, you have one you want to share today. Yes?
I do. I do. I wrote this in mid-September of last year.
Okay.
This is called Change Is. Dancing with the seasons of life, nature's invitations move faster than the speed of light. Vibrations excite sensation within, limitless possibilities for us all to dive in. Sing a song, play a tune, run with the wind, or bravely surf the tide. Constant change is the thing from which none of us can hide. Learning to let go by surrendering to the infinite pull of becoming. Aliveness of being, all of nature is humming. We are love's miracles in human form, gifted to one another to weather any storm. Peace is not found in the absence of chaos. It's chosen from the center of courageous faith in the unseen, sharpened determination that defies free will, compelled by soul essence, honoring the ancestors who've walked before us, rising to give thanks for every breath taken, knowing every day is sacred. The truth that is sharp, that is shared through the magic of an open heart, moves mountains of doubt, erases centuries of controlled fear. We are being removed from a program that has enslaved the masses. Look upon the horizon and behold the world anew. Ascension of more than a chosen few. We are remembering our strength, the power of love that connects us all. Join in the rousing of this great awakening, sovereign and free, the way humanity is intended to be.
Yeah. I
And
love
that's what we're
that.
doing.
Yeah,
We're in
that's
the midst of
exactly
big
right.
change.
That's so
That's what change
pretty.
is.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
beautiful. It's very,
Thank you.
it's got a lot of depth and wisdom for sure. Like when we talk about being the conduit of cosmic wisdom, it's there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. My older son will say, "Mom, I read the things that you write and I don't really get them." And I'm like, "That's okay.
You will one
That's okay."
day.
I I I am very deep. I
Mhm.
can't do. I haven't been able to do this for a very long time. Surface things.
Mm-mm.
I literally dwell in the deep, and I am just that person. I'm like the embodiment of the Phoenix rising. So, um, again, it's all there's code in that, and it's meant to be felt and inspire things, and it's okay to not fully understand it.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
there's always going to be the day that the understanding comes. So
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Maria, do you have any like final words or thoughts that you want to share outside of that? I want to make sure that we've covered everything before we hop off of here.
Yeah, so I would just like to announce that I am here in Salt Lake City. I am doing my event, Pathways to Peace, a light language experience on May 9th here, and then I'm doing another one on June 20th. Um, and yeah, I just would like to say enlighten in shadow, always with love. Namaste.
Perfect. Okay. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If any of this, and if any of these topics have resonated with you on a deep soul level, you can reach out to Maria Teresa. Her links will be in the show notes. And I also work with individuals one-on-one privately. My booking links will also be in the show notes. And as always, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.